what do you do as a woman for the man? Like, if you're gonna be at home chilling, living in soft girl era, he's gonna be out in the field doing what he does, come back home. What do you feel like your part is?
Support for number one, whatever that you need me to do. If it's verbally, if it's physically, if it's emotionally.
But what if he doesn't communicate it?
I would just do things that I know that a woman probably should do. Clean, cook, woman things. Just being myself. But if a woman is in the house, women take care of houses. Some of them, you're going to do the womanly things. You're going to go to the store. You're going to buy things you don't need. You're going to buy curtains. You're going to buy sheets. You're going to buy candles. You're going to, you're going to clean, whatever that you need me to do, And I'm kind of good at communicating. So I would ask okay, what would you require from me? It's like the older you get, you learn how to communicate and ask the person, what do you require from me? And I'm going to tell you what I require from you. And let's see if we can make it work, or let's see if it's something that we both can do. When you're a little younger, you just get into relationships and you just wing it. Y'all just in a relationship, making each other happy, just doing things. But I think when you want to be in a committed relationship, I think that you should kind of know what that person's needs and requirements are. And they should know yours.
What if that person doesn't meet it? What if, you tell them that you want to be loved a certain way, or whatever it might be, and they just don't do it right.
3 strikes and you're out.
We both should know what's going on. Let's be transparent, girl, we grown. It's getting late, so call my phone, so we can do this one-on-one. Girl, we ain't doing.
All right, welcome to Rich and Unemployed Uncut. I'm your host, Jonathan Dupiton, aka Finesser. And before we get started, make sure you guys check out the Patreon for behind the scenes content and the episodes that haven't came out yet. So I got this tier on Patreon. Like when I go on dates, I record them.
Okay.
And I show people how I date. It's
What you mean you show them how you date?
I record everything. The whole process. And to just see how I interact with women, how women interact with me. And
so is it a cameraman there when you're going to date?
No, I just got my camera. I have a camera on me. Just sitting on me.
Okay. And you let the women know that you have. Okay.
Sometimes I don't say nothing.
Okay.
I'll say it after, because if I say it before, they'll be trying to act.
Not going,
So I say after, if they did something that they don't like, then I just take it up.
That's interesting.
Very. I'm a really good dater.
You go on a lot of dates?
Not lately. I went on a date a couple days ago, but I ain't been dating lately. So I ain't been uploading no content, but now it's on there.
Okay. So you said you're going on a lot of dates. Are you dating with intention, or?
No, I'm just dating for fun. I just love dating.
No, for real.
I just like dating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you want to settle down at some point? Okay.
Yeah, I think soon.
Okay.
But not right now.
So that's fine.
Yeah.
So you get to explore and see what you like and what you don't like.
I do tell them that though.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't just.
That's fair.
I don't lead women on.
That's fair.
Well, introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is Sadiya Salisu. And
Slow down, you said that very fast.
My name is Sadiya Salisu.
Salisu.
And I'm a real estate investor. And I retired myself as a social worker at the age of 32 years old by investing in real estate.
Okay.
So now I teach people how to create passive income by investing in real estate.
Okay. So you said that you retired yourself at 32 years old. Being, I heard welfare, not welfare.
Social worker.
Social worker. Defects. You used to take people kids.
Oh, I did that. I worked for DC. Yo,
Are you excited about that? I used to hate them people.
I didn't know that would come up. Yes. I never saw that for my life.
Taking people kids.
Yes.
That was your job?
That's exactly what I did.
Wow.
It was so interesting. I wanted to work for the state of Illinois for a long time. You know, I heard they got good benefits and everything. And so I actually got the job. And that's when you have to be careful what you ask for. And so I was, you know, in Chicago. Well, it's the suburbs in Chicago. And so it was kind of heavy, you know, like it was kind of rough a little bit. And so once we started working at the job, they actually told us that we had to go into these houses. We got cases that come in, and you have to go in and inspect the cases come. You have to ask them about what's going on, like DV cases, abuse cases, people whooping on their kids, and you got to go to the schools and everything. At first, when I got the job, I was like, okay, it's going to be dramaful. But then after a while, you get tired of the drama, and it started disturbing your life. I had to take like a 5-month-old before, a baby. Imagine, I don't have any kids. So I had to try to hold this car seat, take the baby to the hospital, get checked out, find placement for the baby, drive 2 hours away to place the baby, come back, do paperwork, go sit in court within 24, 48 hours.
Why you gotta do all that? Gotta go pick the baby up, take it? Why the police gonna do this?
The police just come and they just for reinforcements. So you literally have to go into the houses and tell them that I'm going to take your baby due to abuse and neglect.
How does that make you feel, taking someone? Well, you don't have a child, so. But,
no,
I mean.
This one lady, she almost beat me up.
I mean, I would assume.
And they try to train you how to kind of calm them down when you're going to take their child.
Okay,
and they're
I'm just
blind.
checking your child. So how do you even?
They're blindsided. When I say that's one of the most interesting jobs that I had, yes, a whole 5-month-old, a baby. After that, I was like, yeah, I gotta try to change my.
How long you do that?
I did that for a year and a half. There's some people that have done it for 20 years plus.
A year and a half, you was burnt out.
That was it. That was it. I kid you not. Yes, I did used to work for DCFS.
What's the craziest story?
The craziest story is me and my friend went into a house and there were...
She didn't work there?
Yeah, she did. So sometimes we would go as partners. And so we went into the house and asked them, you know, about the case and what happened. And so it was, I think it was 2 women. I don't know if they had adopted these kids or what, but they were like, DCF at the door. Who called DCFS? Everybody started coming to the door, you know. So we just standing there like, okay, you know, what's about to happen? Although, you know, we talked to them and kind of got the story and went out and talked to the supervisor, and she like, well, you got to take the kids, you know. And we was like, gotta take the kids, you know. And it was like 6 of them, you know. So we had to call some other workers come, and it was just a mess. 6 kids? Yes. Imagine having to place them.
So when you take them, they'll never get their kid back?
They do. They go to court, and the court system kind of figure out if they can get the kids back or if they need to do any services to get the kids back.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's tough, but it kind of disturbs your mental a little bit.
I would believe it.
Yeah, it does. It's okay for the moment, but yes, it's some people that have been doing it for a very long time, and I'm like, wow, like how do you do it? But even those people, you kind of see like they kind of be a little miserable or they're not as happy. So I just vow to myself not to be that type of person or not to do that specific job for a long time.
Why did you choose that job?
Because it was a state job, and I had just graduated with my with a master's in social work. So it's like, oh, get a state job. They pay about $60,000 a year, and so I wanted to get a state job.
Well, how was the benefits?
They was good. It was okay. State jobs is kind of overrated.
Okay, so real estate. Were you already interested in real estate, or did it just fall in your lap? And
it just fell in my lap. I was trying to run from Uncle Sam. So with me being a social worker and I had 2 jobs, I worked at a hospital and I worked for the state. And so I was making about $100,000 a year. And remember, I said I don't have any dependents. I don't have any children.
I was taxing you.
Yeah, they was taxing me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, something got to give. Mm-hmm. And my tax preparer, she said, you have 3 options. Either you quit one of your jobs, mm-hmm. or you have a baby, or you buy some real estate. And so at the time, I didn't want to quit my jobs because I was so used to the money. And I didn't want to have a baby because I'm team married before you carry. And I was still living my best life. And so real estate was something that I was like, okay, once I research, I could probably be able to do it.
So you can avoid taxes by just using the money that you make from your job to buy real estate.
Mm-hmm, like write off. You can, write off your depreciations and things like some of the materials that you use for your home. Or if you fix and flip, you could write some of those things off. Now you claim it had a household and you could just write off a lot of things. And then you starting a business or you have an LLC and EIN. So then you using that and you're, collecting, your deductions, mm-hmm. and you just writing off. So they kind of offset your taxes so that you don't have to owe so much.
Got you. So, well, take me through the process then. So, like, do you still got that job? You quit?
Yes, I quit.
Right.
No, I don't have those jobs.
How long did it take
anymore.
you to quit?
I was a social worker for about 3 years.
So, how long before you started real estate that you quit that job?
So, I was 28 when I bought my first investment property. I started at 27 and I was still working. Mm-hmm. So I was working for about 4 to 5 years before I just quit completely. So I used my job as like my first investor. So
you were just saving all your money?
I was just saving all my money.
Well, damn.
I was just saving my money, and then just talking to people. And then with my tax preparer, like, okay, you have to invest in real estate. That's what got me, to research about real estate. Mm-hmm. And so I was curious. I went online. I was looking, trying to find information. And then I started going to like seminars. I don't know if you ever heard of Dan Merrill. Mm-mm. Probably not. So they used to always play the commercials on TV. Like, oh, he's like a multi-millionaire. And he does host these real estate seminars at the ballrooms and the hotels. And so I went to one. Mm-hmm. And so when I sat there, and I started listening to it, writing stuff. I was on my notebook. I'm writing stuff. It's the notebook. Carry my notebook everywhere. And so stuff was adding up because I had already did the research. And then when I went to sit at the seminar, it was adding up and it was making sense. And I felt like it was something that I could do. And then a friend put me in tune with a realtor. That realtor put me in tune with a loan officer. And they asked me, oh, do you have a real estate attorney? No. They put me on with a real estate attorney, and it just went from there. Mm. And so through that, I grew a passion for real estate. So after that, it wasn't just all to offset my taxes. It was like, man, there's a lot of benefits to investing in real estate. So I just grew a love to it.
When you say real estate investing, what are you actually doing? Did you team up with somebody, or did you find your own property? Did you invest in it, build it back up, sell it, or what?
So I did my own by myself. I started. I used FHA, first time home buyers, for my first property, mm-hmm. and that's something that I researched. So that's why it's good for people to educate yourself and research it, because people think that they can only use FHA, first time home buyers, for their single family home for their family, but you mm-hmm. can also use it for a multi-family property. And so that's what I did. So now using for a multifamily property, you have 3 units, you can rent out 2 and then you live in 1. After 1 year, you can move out of that 1 and then you can rent all 3 out.
Is that what you did?
That's what I did.
Got you a multifamily.
Period.
Living in it.
Yes.
Well, damn.
Yeah. And now you're creating this cash flow. Mm-hmm. And so as I'm still working and I'm working 2 jobs, this cash flow coming in, saving. Now I had enough money to buy another property. I bought another property at $50,000. After COVID hit, I bought it $50,000 cash. Mm-hmm. After COVID hit, that property went up to $150,000. So now it's equity in it. So mm-hmm. then I fixed it up, rehabbed it. So you can consider that as a flip, and I sold it.
Well, look at you.
I know. and that's just stuff that just happened and I learned along the way. Mm-hmm. But yes, I kept my jobs. I was working. Again, like my bills is little to none. Don't have any other responsibilities. And so that's how I started doing that, multi-units and then single family properties. I would love to go into a joint venture in the future, maybe on a commercial property, properties that where you would have to put down a larger percent, like 20% on a commercial property. You could do conventional on your own, between 5% down to 20%. It just all depends. And it's just about strategizing.
I went to a seminar before. This was back in 2015. Let's just say 15. Mm-hmm. It was a real estate seminar.
Where at?
In either Vegas or LA. Mm-hmm. I was sitting there listening, man, and it just got real boring. I was like, I'm gonna go to the car and smoke me a blunt. Went to the car, smoked the blunt, fell asleep, missed the whole seminar. My cousin, he took me there. Fast forward later, because I was trying to find ways to invest my money. I was doing illegal shit.
Yeah.
And it just sounded so boring. I just couldn't keep up. But fast forward later, my cousin, he had just started. Like that might have been his first or second seminar. Mm-hmm. Man, he's worth $1 million. He has $1 million worth of profit.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm just like, man, that could have been me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just didn't have it.
You would be surprised how you get there so fast. And it's all in the saving. Mm-hmm. You don't even need no degree. You don't need nothing for it. So once I figured that out that you really didn't need check stubs. So for certain loans, you don't need check stubs. You just have to show money in the bank. Mm-hmm. After that, I was like, okay, maybe. I never thought that I would be able to quit my job as soon as I did. Or be able to retire as soon as I did, And so once I figured that out, I was like, okay, that's my next plan, to try to see how I can start investing without needing these check stubs so that I could, retire.
So how many properties you have?
I got 18 doors. A mixture of 3 units, 4 units, single family properties. I've done some flips.
All in Illinois?
Yes. Yeah. So now that I'm in Atlanta, that's my next goal, to start getting familiar with the market here.
Mm-hmm. What you learned so far?
Huh?
What have you learned so far?
What I learned so far about the investment here? Mm-hmm. Nothing too much. I just got here.
How long ago?
3 months ago.
Oh.
Yeah, fairly new.
Why you choose Atlanta?
Because I have a network of people here, a support system here. Mm-hmm. And then I kind of see how people flourish here a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And I like the way people live here. Got the big cars, fancy houses. They dress up to go nowhere. Like I see people in the elevator, they be all dressed up and stuff. And I feel like that's me. Like, look at you, Mm-hmm. Like I wanted to be in a place that felt like that. Sometimes in Chicago, you want to dress up and you're just going to a common place, you feel overdressed. But here it's like, oh no, you got the competition.
I could wear this to the club.
Yeah.
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 Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna wear this to the club tonight.
I think you should.
I don't know. I don't be want to overdo people, like outshine the whole club, because if they're gonna be staring at me.
As they should. Like, I don't think you should dim your light for nobody.
I know, but
it depends on the type of attention that you want. It depends on how you feel. But you should feel good when you look good.
I do feel good. Sometimes I just don't want the attention. I don't want all the attention.
Yeah.
I be trying to be low key sometimes.
Yeah.
People just assume that I like attention, which is I just know how to get attention.
Yeah.
But
some people just have that natural thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think nothing wrong with that. I don't think nobody should. It was a thing going around about people going to weddings that not dressing better than the bride, and how you should dress when you go to a wedding. And then some people say they want people to dress up in like their Sunday's best. Mm-hmm. And then you got some people that's like, well, I don't want you to outdress me. And it's just like, do you want people to come dress like whatever? Or do you want them to dress nice?
Mm-hmm. Just make sure you do your part.
And make sure you do your part. That's it.
Make sure the mother I met you.
That's it. Mm-hmm. That's it.
When you plan on getting married?
I don't know. Hopefully soon. It's about that time.
It's not on you, it's on him.
Yeah.
But you ready?
Yeah. Yeah. Time to hatch these eggs.
Hatch these eggs.
So that time. It came to that point.
What does he do?
He has his own business. Non-emergency transportation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We make about 7 figures.
Wow.
Yeah.
So both y'all make money.
Yeah.
You have any like clashes? Do y'all have like power struggles?
No, we're like real supportive with each other. We actually don't. That's like one of our strongest points, that we support each other and that we both have businesses.
Wow.
Yeah. Like a lot of other things, it's kind of like, up and down, or, we may struggle a little bit on that area, but business and money and finances has always been number one. That's the one thing that we don't struggle with.
Do you feel like, since you own your own business and make your own money and make, I would assume, a lot of money, do you feel like you're masculine?
Do I feel what? Do I feel masculine?
Yeah.
Sometimes. It's like a switch. Mm-hmm. When I got my sweatpants on and my Jordans, oh yeah.
And that's when you got in the field?
Oh yeah.
Looking at houses?
Oh yeah. But I'm talking to these contractors, and I'm just out here, doing move-ins and move-outs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do kind of feel it, but I don't act that way, And sometimes we'll go together, But yeah, I can switch it on and off. And it do makes me feel good. Like sometimes I don't want to feel girly all the time, and sometimes I get in that boss girl mode.
So you're not a turn off? Like when you go home, like it's completely off?
Yeah. And I really prefer to turn it off. Like, I want to be in my soft girl era for the rest of my life now. Like,
what does that even mean? Like, for the rest of your life? That means you ain't working.
Yeah, and I'm not working now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ready to be, because I've been working since I was 16 years old. 2 jobs for like 16 years. Mm-hmm. I've been working, doing everything on my own, and just trying for myself, trying to be successful. But now, and I feel like I need to be in my software era to be a wife and to make it work, and just let a man be a man and let him do some things and kind of just relax. I pay my own bills. Not that I have to. When I first met him, he was like, are your bills paid? I was like, what you mean is my bills paid? What you think, I'm a broke bitch? I was like, yeah, my bills are paid. Although I was like, I could have been like, no, my bills not paid, and just kept the money. But that's not me. I was like, yeah, my bills, because they were paid. Mm-hmm. I always pay my bills. I always do my part. But yeah, so I just want to be able to relax. I want a man to be a man. Like, I want to not feel like I'm gonna go all the time trying to make it. Like, I just want to relax, especially if I'm going to be in the mom era or the bearing kids era. Like, I just want to relax. I just want to enjoy the moment
for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but I like making money. I'm going to always make money though, and real estate is something that you can always do. Mm-hmm. It's not hard labor, passive income. You don't have to do much, just little to nothing. You sit on the phone and you coordinate things. Even this morning, I think somebody called and said their sink. Some of my properties I manage by myself, and some of the other properties I have someone else managing them. And the sink was messed up. So I just made a phone call and had a plumber come and check the sink. Sent some money. They went to the store to buy the part, paid them, and that was it. It's done. Mm-hmm. So you can still manage it, and it don't take little to nothing. So I would still do that. I would. Because I want to feel like I have a purpose. I want to feel like I'm something and somebody in life. Because of what I've seen, some mothers, they get up in age, and the kids get a little older, and they figure out like, oh, so who am I? Like, what am I doing? Because you're just so vested into being a mom. Mm. And I just don't want to feel that way. I don't know how I'm going to feel, but I want to always feel like I have a sense of purpose in life.
So when you say you want the man to be the man, basically go out, make the money, take care of this house, take care of this household.
And I help, yeah.
Now, what do you do as a woman for the man? Mm-hmm. Like, if you're gonna be at home chilling, living in soft girl era, he's gonna be out in the field doing what he does, come back home. What do you feel like your part is?
Support for number one, whatever that you need me to do. If it's verbally, if it's physically, if it's emotionally.
But what if he doesn't communicate it?
I would just do things that I know that a woman probably should do. Clean, cook, woman things, just being myself. But, if a woman is in the house, women take care of houses, some of them, you're going to do the womanly things. You're going to go to the store. You're going to buy things you don't need. You're going to buy curtains. You're going to buy sheets. You're going to buy candles. You're going to, you're going to clean, whatever that you need me to do, And I'm kind of good at communicating. So I would ask, okay, what would you require from me? It's like the older you get, you learn how to communicate and ask the person, what do you require from me? And I'm going to tell you what I require from you. And let's see if we can make it work, or let's see if it's something that we both can do. When you're a little younger, you just get into relationships and you just wing it. Y'all just in a relationship, making each other happy, just doing things. But I think when you want to be in a committed relationship, I think that you should kind of know what that person's needs and requirements are. And they should know yours.
What if that person doesn't meet it? What if, you tell them that you want to be loved a certain way, or whatever it might be, and they just don't do it right.
3 strikes and you're out.
3 strikes?
3. No, I'm just playing. I mean, let me see. If we're in a relationship and we haven't got to the commitment, or it depends on where we're at, because certain things I'm not going to say, or I don't want to say too many times, because then I think you're not paying attention, and I think you just don't want to do it, and it's just difficult.
What if they just don't do it right? Let's just, for example, let's just say sexually.
Okay.
Oh, I like it like this.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? This is how I like to have sex. And they just, they try, but it's just not it.
If you're trying, then I could work with you. But if it's just not it, then we're going to have a tough conversation.
Tough.
We're going to have a tough conversation. Effort and trying is one thing. I would take that. If you're trying and you trying to work at it and you're trying to do different things, and I see you trying to, we could work on it. And sex is not everything, but let's see how we could try to wing it to be able to make it work for us. If we're talking about forever, then forever. But if it's this ain't it. He's been trying, girl. He been trying, and he just can't.
Just can't get it right.
I just don't know what to do. I'm trying to work with him, but I don't think I could do this forever. Then we got to be real with ourselves. No, for real. We talking about marriage. You got to be real with yourself. Mm-hmm. That's different from just a relationship.
Have you ever been in a situation where you settled?
No.
Never.
I haven't been in a lot of relationships. I don't be dealing with all the riffraff that's in the street.
Okay, well, you might have dealt with a lot of people, though. You had to deal with a lot of people.
Yeah, a few. Mm-hmm. Do I feel like I settled? I was younger, let's say in my 20s. Mm-hmm. I'm talking like I'm old, but
how old are you?
I'm 33. I'll be 34 in 2 weeks. Yeah. So I've dated people who I've known. You have to date them to know, okay, maybe this person's not for me.
Your birthday New Year's?
January 5th.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm Capricorn. Well, about 3 weeks, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so I've dated people that I love their personality or I love their drive motivation, but sometimes you just know when it's not them. And I don't think I would settle unless I really, really feel like you're the one.
How would you know?
How
would they be the one if everything don't line up?
It just depends.
I guess you can't be a perfect person, so you have to.
There's no perfect, so you have to know yourself, and then you have to really pay attention to that person, and then you have to think longevity. Because everybody gonna have something. Now, if you're looking at this person and it's something that you feel like you're not gonna be able to deal with for a long time, mm-hmm. which certain things, I think about, and it's like, okay, would I be able to deal with it for a long time? And if that person is worth it sometimes, and it's not nothing big, like a deal breaker kind of thing, then it's like, okay, you may try to make it work. Every woman is different. I feel like I've always been on the outside looking in, because of my background. Both my parents are from Ghana, Accra, Ghana, West Africa. So, and then we're Muslim too. And so they always told us, like, to get married, the person has to be of a certain religion as a woman. And the men, they can marry any woman of a religion. But a woman, because she's taking his religion, he's the man, he's the head of the household, he has to be Muslim. So I've always looked like, okay, even if this person is fine, this person got money, like, if they don't feel like converting or they're not Muslim, then I probably can't be with that person. So I normally I don't pursue people as much, and I focus on myself. And some of the people that I have been involved with, they probably, pursued me. And I feel like, okay, just because I'm Muslim don't mean I don't deserve love or deserve to be in a relationship. So now I run into a problem. And, you just wing it, because being multicultural is difficult. You get confused. But you still have to wake up every day, and you still have to live. And yes, so to answer your question, I feel like I'm on the outside. I don't really get into too many relationships. And as far as settling, if it don't work out, I'm like, okay, well, maybe that person wasn't for me anyways. But now, the clock is ticking. So
what clock?
That women biological clock.
So the guy you with now, he's Muslim?
No.
So you're going against the grain?
I am. And I'm paying for it.
Paying for it?
Mentally.
Oh, mentally.
Yes.
How so? It's like mental warfare?
Yeah. Yes. And it's not easy. And I think that's another thing that just keep me motivated to stay in my bag, because that's way more easier to deal with. Like, money comes easy for me. When it comes to relationship, because of all the barriers and things that I have, or stipulations, it's like, I don't want to think about that every day.
Wait, let's go back. You said your parents haven't met him?
Yes, they have.
They say nothing?
They love him. But when my dad met him, you know what he did? He gave him a Quran.
Convert over, brother. That's what you need.
This is the first time I meet him. He was like, here. I was like, oh my God. And he was like, Sadiya, now she's supposed to bring a Muslim in here. I was like,
So they're not against you getting married or nothing to him?
I mean, they haven't approved it yet, but we're still working on it.
So you could be in a relationship with anybody.
Yeah.
Just can't marry.
Yeah. Unless I just go against, and then they threaten you like the family's going to disown you. And
what I thought about when you said that, it had to be a man that wrote the Quran. Both books, Bible and Quran. The fact that women have to take the man's religion, like it kind of makes the women like kind of less than a little bit.
Yeah.
Like.
Because, in Islam, it's like the man and the woman. It's not like here, like, let's say both people work and they're equals. It's kind of like the woman, not to say she's not an equal, but she acts like a woman. Like, if you see any Muslim relationships or marriages, like, the woman acts like a woman. She ain't out here with no sweatpants on and Jordans on, sneakers, and out here just,
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that you can't, with some women, you can't even see them.
Yeah. You see their ads only for their husbands.
I love it.
Everything is just for their husbands in public. Because I just came back from Saudi Arabia. I went to Mecca and Medina. I don't know if you see my chain. I don't know if you know too much about Islam, but
I don't.
That's the Kaaba.
What's the Kaaba? What that mean?
That's like the house of God.
Okay.
So in Islam, it's five pillars. And so one of them is going to Hajj, doing your pilgrimage to go to the Kaaba in Saudi Arabia. And so that's one of them. So all Muslims' dreams and desires is to be able to go there one day before they die.
How were you dressed when you was out there?
I put the outfit on.
The whole time?
Yes. I went with my mom. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And you can only be Muslim to go to get into Mecca and Medina.
How would they know?
Your name. And if you're not Muslim or you don't have a Muslim name, then you have to show that like some kind of document from a mosque that you either converted or that you married a Muslim person.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's why a lot of people go to Dubai, because Dubai is like almost like the closest thing to Saudi Arabia.
They let anybody in?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cause I see a lot of people taking the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Got you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, I put the whole outfit on and the scarf. It was different.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 5 times today. I mean, I'm supposed to do that anyways, but yeah,
right.
It was like a spiritual journey. My mom wanted to go for her birthday, and she actually did the whole pilgrimage a few months ago. In July, she did it. So
in America, I'm pretty sure like you're sexualized because a woman, you got a body.
Yeah, yeah.
Not that I know what kind of. I didn't look at your body.
Mm-hmm.
But
you probably did. You're a man.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Gotta remain focused.
Yes.
The difference between how you feel in America versus over there, because over there you're covered up.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then men have a little more respect, I would assume.
Yeah.
Did you like that better, or did you like the attention? Because I guess you don't get any attention, not much attention.
Yeah, they don't like display it. Like if they're looking at you, and then again you're wearing like the long gown, so it's really not too much. Now, when we were in the store shopping and stuff, like they would feel like, "Oh, she's so beautiful. Oh, she's pretty." They would like tell my mom, or they would kind of like fake flirt. They would.
Oh.
And I think because I had the eyelashes on, and I didn't have any makeup on, because like you're praying 5 times, so you're always washing your face. But I had the lashes on, and a lot of people don't wear the lashes out there, so they were probably like really attractive to them too. So they would kind of fake flirt and stuff. They would. Like if it was most of the ones that worked in the shops and the stores, but like as far as just walking, you know what? I take that back. They were doing a lot of staring. The men and the women. They were doing a lot of staring, but you wouldn't know exactly like what they're thinking. Maybe they're looking like, oh, she looks different. Oh, she's attractive. She's not attractive. Like you don't know what they're thinking, but they were doing a lot of staring. Now that you mention it,
I want to go.
You should.
Maybe I can go find me a wife out there.
You should. You could.
But they are Muslim, so I can't get anything.
Go to Dubai.
I've been to Dubai. I went for 3 days. It was like a real quick trip. Okay. I didn't get to really experience Dubai. Uh-huh. When I go back, I'm going to go for like a month or 2 weeks or something. Just a long period. Yeah.
I haven't been to Dubai either, but if it's similar to Saudi Arabia, then I know it's clean. I know that it's holy. I know that it's a rich country. And I probably wouldn't even mind living there. It's a Muslim country, But how do you feel about with Muslim women, though? Like, do you honestly think that you could date a Muslim woman or marry her?
I don't know. I think it's going to take for me to evolve as a person. Yeah. Because women would naturally just, they would naturally be who they need to be for the man. But, they don't think of like who they got to be for the woman. Like these women grew up on traditions, like they have certain morals and values. And I would have to become a different man. And it would be a little challenge, but.
Would you want to? Or for the right woman, would you? Or do you feel like you shouldn't have to?
I would.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. Not completely, but.
Yes, certain things.
Compromise, like compromise.
But yeah, with a Muslim woman, you will have to be kind of strict. Well, see, with you being a man and being a Muslim woman, they would probably ask you to convert or have some kind of knowledge about Islam. And I know you probably wouldn't. Or, that's a good question, would you for the right woman?
Hey, if that thing good, I'm going.
Okay.
I'm going to convert. I won't do it because of that.
But you would for the right woman. Like if you met a woman and all the vibes was well and you didn't even know her religion and she's like, oh, I'm Muslim, and you like really like this person, would you? It's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
I could say yeah, but man, my views on religion is so different.
Yeah.
Like I believe in the Quran. I believe in some of the Bible. Like I just haven't chosen religion.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I need to travel. I need to to know what these other religions are talking about. How can I choose Christianity and I don't know nothing about nothing else?
Correct. What did you grow up as, religious wise or not?
Christian.
Okay.
Only because my mom was Christian. Then my other side of the family was Jehovah's Witness. I never wanted to be a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, they don't do nothing.
I think just because they're knocking on the doors and the watch time, I was like, nah.
They cool. I like Jehovah's, but I don't know. And that's probably how people feel about Islam and Muslim. You know, people like, they don't eat pork. They don't smoke. They don't drink. They don't celebrate Christmas. They don't celebrate Easter. They got to cover up. You know, they probably think like it's a lot of discipline. But if you know the religion and you know why it's a discipline, and you know, I'm not even going to talk like I'm just the most holy religious. Yeah. I'm not. And if it was up to me, religion wouldn't hold so much of a weight in my life. But then I do believe in God, you know, and so it is like a 50-50. Like I believe that He's the reason that I'm flourishing and I am where I am, and help me to get, you know, to where I need to go. But it's just tough. And the religion is not how it used to be back in the day. It was like Bible bangers, Quran bangers. Like our parents was just heavy in the church and stuff. Now people go to church one weekend. They don't. But that doesn't mean they don't have faith. You know, it's just older people. You can't tell them nothing.
Can't tell them nothing.
Nothing. Nothing. Everything you do, like, you're gonna go to hell. Like,
I used to hate that stuff.
Yeah.
But back to discipline, like that type of stuff, like I do that on my own. Like not pray. I don't pray enough.
Yeah.
I don't think I pray at all.
Yeah.
But like I put myself on like strict diet. Like I don't eat meat at all. It's just a lot of things that I don't do, and people like they'll look at it. What you have to do to become that, like, nah, I don't want to do all that. But these people just really weak. Like, you really just weak flesh, weak mind. Like, you gotta stand up against something. You gotta stand for something.
Stand for something.
And people just weak. They don't want to. Everything is just so quick.
I feel like they can't, like, you know, we fast on Ramadan. That's no drinking, no eating, from sun up to sundown, not even water. Like, how do you do that? How do you... And it's a mind thing. You're not going to die.
Right.
And you know how most people, they get older in age and they're like, oh, I want to lose weight. Well, if you fast, it don't even have to be for Ramadan. If you stick to something discipline, you're going to lose the weight. And so I look at Ramadan as a spiritual journey and also a cleanse for my body. A lot of times, like I lose about 5 to 10 pounds around Ramadan time. But it's just discipline. And you're right. If a lot of people have more discipline, they would realize how strong that they are. And being young, it's like, you don't eat pork. So now you're telling people what you do and what you don't do. Like you have that discipline and you can tell people, like no one can run over you. Like you're telling people, no, I don't eat that. No, I don't drink that. Some people, it's hard for them to tell people they don't eat or they don't drink that. Or we take our shoes off when we go into people's houses. And that's because we're just used to it because people pray a lot in their homes, or even just for dirt purpose. Like Muslims are like really clean and cleanliness. So every time I go somewhere, like, I'm surprised I didn't take my shoes off.
That's what I'm about to say. You didn't take them off.
I didn't. If I had socks on, I would have. You know, my feet are done, but I would have taken my shoes off because it's a rug here. We're on the couch. It's real comfortable. I would have taken my shoes off. Yeah. So, I mean, it just shapes you and who you are. And I think I just live in a way that makes sense. I live in a way that's positive. I live in a way that's good, that's holy, that's loyal. Because what you put out into the world is what you get back. So, I mean, religion is 50-50.
I actually do, I practice Ramadan every year.
You do?
I met, while I was in prison, I just met a bunch of Muslims. They always try to get me converted. I was like, nah, I'm all right. But I like the way of life, how they just approach life. And I was like, nah, I tried Ramadan. The first year was hard as hell. Mm-hmm. But after that, in prison, I did 3 years in prison. Easy. But when I got out, Ramadan was so hard. Mm-hmm. It was so hard to do only because I wasn't around a bunch of people doing the same thing.
Everybody eating.
So like when I get hungry, I know he hungry too, so I can get through this. But I be looking around like everybody eating like, like one day might not hurt. Yeah. But I love doing Ramadan. I love doing 30 days. Like I actually be waiting on it. Yeah. I think this year's gonna be like February. March.
About March. Yeah. Oh, so you do it with the Muslims? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Wow. And I've noticed like a lot of people have been doing it lately. Just regular people, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then some people come on and like, y'all not even Muslims and y'all fasting. I mean, let them fast.
It's just a fast.
It's just a fast.
Why you gotta be religious to
do it with us. We want you guys to do it with us. Like, fast.
I can't wait to go to Africa or Dubai and like pray with them. Mm-hmm. I just want to be in the culture and experience it. Because I don't want to have to choose any religion without having like to experience the life. Like, I didn't grow up in a Muslim household, so I don't really know like the culture for real. I understand Christianity, but I don't believe
Baby, you praying. You live in a Muslim household, you praying 5 times a day. You praying.
I know.
You praying.
You did that as a kid. Everybody, the whole family?
Look, we used to be outside, and our parents would be like, it's time to pray. They're like, where y'all go? We gotta go pray. We'll be back.
Yeah, man, y'all like, y'all weird as hell. What y'all mean about to go pray?
You're like, it's time to pray. I'll be back. You gotta stop and go pray. And back then it was a little embarrassing, but now it's like, shit, you gotta go pray. But yeah, you're praying with your family. Once you get home from school, you praying the Maghrib Isha, which is the last 2, and you praying it with your family because you're at home. In the morning, you praying Fajr before you go to school. While you in school, you probably can't do the other 2, so you do it catch up when you get home. For 18 years, you just.
Do you really see a difference when you pray 5 times a day versus when you don't? Do you manifest things more? What do you feel the difference?
I think you just feel good about yourself that you're doing something, like you're dedicated and you're disciplined to doing it. Yeah. I think ultimately you feel good. I could say that I probably feel a little bit more blessed. Not that I'm praying more than other people. We just praying in this type of way. Other people probably pray 5 times a day, like talking to God, talking to Jesus, dear Heavenly Father, But I feel sheltered sometimes, like covered, protected. And I think just like the way I live my life, if social media wasn't here, I would still live my life the same way. Like, I'm still a good person. I still give. I still, I'm still patient. I'm still have all these qualities that, this religion will kind of instill in you. And I think that's gotten me to, even in my career and in my business, like, you have to have discipline in a lot of things that you do. So it's kind of like when you teach yourself and you practice that at an early age, and then it carries on with you into later on in life, and you get older and you don't even know that you got patience. You don't even know you have discipline. You just doing it, but you're consistent. You keep on going, like you ambitious. You're not stopping. Like that's something that you learn early on in your life, and it's just instilled in you. But it's kind of tough praying 5 times. So then after you go to college and life is lifing and you working and going to school at the same time, sometimes, kind of slip from time to time. But a lot of times.
A lot of times. Slip.
But I didn't see a change in my life. Now, my parents always made it seem like, oh, if you don't do this, like your life is going to go into shambles, And it didn't, because I think it was just a mixture of me still having that faith and still me being a good person at the end of the day. Yeah.
When you raise your kids, are they gonna be a traditional Muslim?
I do. I do want them to know the religion because, again, as the generation goes on and on, I think religion will get smaller and smaller and less and less. And I do want them to know as much as they can, because just like me and my siblings and some of my relatives, like you get grown and you kind of just do your own thing, but you're never going to forget who you are and where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to, especially if my parents are still around, my children, I think.
Just drop them off at the grandma's house. They'll get right.
Yeah. Go to the mosque all the time. Friday prayers, Juma. I think that they will also help, because a lot of that stuff is in Arabic. So we know verses of the Quran, certain things in Arabic, but they know a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So they can be able to teach a little bit more than we can. So I would instill as much as I can, but I don't think that I would beat them for it or something. Mm-hmm. Or, I just do the best that I can. And I think that's also another thing to think about when it gets into marriage and having kids. Like, how do you want to raise them? Because now I've heard people had to become a better person themselves spiritually to be able to guide their kids into religion. So they had to. It's a lady, she does my facial. She's Muslim, and she said she just started wearing her scarf when she had her kids. And she knew a little bit because her parents was Muslim, but then she read up on a lot because her kids was asking her questions about Muslim and Islam, and so she had to, start being more on it. So, yeah, I mean, all that changes you. So, I guess you just gotta get ready for that chapter in your life. I guess I just gotta get ready. I ain't ready yet.
When you gonna get ready?
I know. I guess I have to.
Being a pretty woman in business, do you feel like? Real estate is more male dominated, but I don't see you doing a lot of conversations with people for real. You only got to really talk to contractors, only got to talk to the bank.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel like men, do you get treated better because you're pretty in this business? Mm-hmm. Or? Yeah,
I think they do. Not trying to take advantage of it sometimes,
Got to.
I mean, they'll flirt here and there, or, you're just asking for, a better price, nice price. I don't go in just all flirtatious, but I mean, I'm going in business. But if you, like what you see, or if you kind of flirt a little bit, then hey, shoot, this the best you can do. Shoot. Yeah.
Not a little bit.
Yeah, That's how some of these Instagram influencers do it, and you just do it in a different field. But I guess what people call it pretty privilege or whatever. But whatever, I'm here trying to make my money and collect my coins.
That's a fact.
Where you get those Delion pillows from? Did he give it to you?
Not him personally. I went to an event. I actually stole it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna take one of these shits. I just feel like they're gonna do business with me one day, so I just
period. Manifest it.
Just manifest it.
Yeah. That's how I go.
Oh, so how long you been with your significant other?
For about 7 years.
7 years. God damn. Why do you love him?
He is genuinely a nice person. Loving, giving. Just the way that his family and friends just gravitate to him. And I see that, he's very knowledgeable about finances and things like that. So that's something that we both have in common. We're both the financial guru in our family, almost one of the most successful. So they come to him a lot. And just a really nice person.
7 years is a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never been with nobody that long. Ever. Do you pressure him on like marriage? Like where the ring at, nigga?
Well, I did or do have a ring.
So you're engaged?
Sort of, kind of.
What does that mean? Promise ring?
Yeah, trying to figure out where we're gonna go.
Gotcha. How long do you wait? Like, if a nigga ain't made that move yet. Because some niggas, they take a while to even make you their girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like, they'll, you know what I'm saying, play with you for like 2-3 years and like, still playing around like I ain't ready yet. So like, how long do you wait? How long do you give it? I feel like, you know what, fuck this shit. 'Cause 7 years is a long time to even just leave a person. Like, you know, they playing.
On this instance, it's kind of me.
Oh, you
I'm
playing?
doing this, yeah.
So he wants it.
Yeah.
What's the hold up? What's the hold up?
Just these barriers, these humps that we're just trying to go through.
Oh, I got you.
Through.
I got you.
Yeah.
7 years.
And he has children and I don't. So some days he wants some days he don't.
Some days you want kids?
Want
kids?
more, yeah.
How many kids you want?
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Hell, why not? How many kids you got?
About 4.
Yeah, it's over with. Hey, it's over with. Woo!
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh yeah, we just trying to figure it out.
3 or 4?
I really would love 2 and 2, 2 girls, 2 boys if it was up to me, but I like an even number.
Yeah.
And then this, I have 3 siblings, so it's 4 of us.
Okay, what if it take you so long to get married that because you don't want to have kids outside of marriage? What if it takes forever to get married? It's like now the clock is ticking. Now you 40 years old, goddamn. You can only have one.
I know. I don't know what the universe is gonna do, but I'm just take it day by day. I don't know. I'm just hoping that whatever God has, it works out.
You know, life ain't perfect.
I know.
It just don't go how you want it to
my
go,
God.
right? And I used to say the same thing, like, nah, but
it's not perfect, and sometimes it doesn't go how you want it to go, but it goes how it needs to go, and you don't know when that's gonna happen, or you know, you just wake up every day and you just life. And I think that's why I just stick to my bag, because again, that's the only thing I control.
I'm telling you,
we can only control what we can. But it's tough. Like that's relationship things is like the toughest things in my life. Everything else come with ease and it is a breeze. Like I can control everything. It's fine. It's okay. But when it comes to relationship, because of my background and I'm like dual cultured, it gets confusing. And I've seen other people say the same thing, so I know I'm not the only one. Like you're just confused. Yeah, it's.
I mean, women love to be in control, love to control things, and I don't know that relationship. And if you're not able to control it, I don't know. Like sometimes
it's gonna control you.
It'll drive you crazy.
It would drive you crazy. It would make you depressed. It would make you sad. Like you would just be thinking. And I don't have time for that. I be living. I be gone.
I feel you.
I'm up on the plane. I'm up on the plane tomorrow. I'm going to Africa tomorrow. Like, I be gone. Like, catch me when you can.
Who you going to Africa with?
My family.
How many?
My brother, my sister, my dad. And, like, I have a lot of first cousins, aunts, uncles out there. My dad is one of 10. My mom also has relatives out there, siblings out there. So we're going to just visit everyone.
You pay for the lights?
I did last year. This year I made them pay for their own. Oh, now I'm not paying for it twice. Now you're looking one vacation. You know? Yeah. But for my dad, I always pay for him because he's retired.
What made your dad move to Chicago?
Oh, he came out here about 35, 40 years ago. And he wanted to start a better life for his family.
In Chicago?
Yes.
He ain't know no better.
It was either Chicago or New York.
All Africans just...
And you're from Jersey, so you know how New York is.
Yeah. I feel like all islanders, they just hear New York and just...
Yes.
That's one, and then when they finally hit that code, they're like, nah, this ain't it.
That's what he said.
This ain't it, bro.
He said when he first got here, the first winter, he wanted to go back. And he didn't want to come back. He actually said this. And then when the springtime came and in the summer, he saw how beautiful Chicago was in the summer. Summertime shine. And so he just decided to stay. He said the cold almost ran him away.
I know that cold different in Chicago.
Yes.
So how was it growing up in Chicago? Was it rough?
With the weather?
No.
With the crime? Or just period?
You said Southside, so.
Chicago's a beautiful city. I loved growing up in Chicago. Chicago gives you that drive. It gives you that motivation. It gives you that hustle. Chicago is a tough city, but it's a lot of hustle. Like, people making money. And the aggressiveness that comes with it, if you could live in Chicago, you could live anywhere. And it's not like they robbing, killing, stealing all the time, you know.
Sound like.
That's what it sounds like. It's not giving that. You know, if you manage your business for the most part, nothing's going to bother you. And I mean, it's life. Wrong place at the wrong time. But initially, it's a beautiful place, and it gives you that grind, that hustle. Even driving, you know what I'm saying? If you could drive there, you could drive anywhere. You know, if you can make it there, make a living, you're okay. You can make it anywhere. If you know how to ignore people when they say, "Hey, check it out," like you know, and you just go about your way. If they call you out your name, you just keep it moving. You know, like it gives you something. It's a place of culture. It's a place of culture. And I'm kind of glad that my family chose Chicago instead of New York. I have a lot of uncles in New York. My dad was going to live in New York, but then he sent my uncles to go stay there. And then him and my other uncle chose to stay in Chicago. It's just a better living. In comparison to New York, like, you get more for your money. I think in like 1992, or not even 92, by 96, they were able to buy a house in the suburbs. So right outside of Chicago, you know, that's where we grew up. And so in New York, it probably been difficult to do that way back when, you know, and you get that opportunity. So when some of my relatives came from New York to Chicago, they're like, oh, you could rent out your garage. Oh, you have a basement. You could put a tenant in there. You know, like, the place was that big to them, but you have that opportunity. It's not so hustle and bustle. It's not so fast. You can go to work, come home. You can run your errands. You can breathe. In New York, it's kind of like work.
It's like just moving nonstop.
Moving nonstop. You don't have time for nothing. Here, you have time to Sundays, if you want to go to your house of worship, you know, Saturdays, you can chill with your family, go out, go to attractions, you know, go to Navy Pier, go to a ball game, go here, go there. Like, you have room to breathe with your family. You have space. In New York, if you want to have a big family, it's going to be a little difficult. Now you got to spend money. Now you got to get a house, live on the outskirts, you know, and it gets expensive. But yeah, have you ever been to Chicago?
I only went for 24 hours. Real quick. Flew in. Did what I had to do, flew out. Yeah, that was it.
Some people feel that's all that you need, but just a weekend would be enough.
I want to go spend like a couple days in the summer, like a week in Chicago.
Yeah, like a week. Just go around, eat the food, chill, relax, go places. You'll like it.
Where did you live at? Downtown?
Growing up or after? Yeah, I live downtown, South Loop. I still have a condo there, and I rent out for Airbnb.
Yeah, how much you charge?
$150 a night.
I might need it.
At a McCormick Place. Yep. So if any of y'all come to Chicago and you need an Airbnb, hit me up.
You got a view?
Not really. You have a view of the expressway. It's on 25th and King Drive. It's on the first floor.
First floor.
Yeah. Well, it's real convenient. You have a patio and the expressway is right there. So you just whoop to get into like downtown.
I might need that.
And you got Soldier Field right there. You got the McCormick Place right there. You got the Sox Stadium right there. I'm telling you, it's right there in perfect area. Mm-hmm. Yep. WabaShLuxProperties.com.
That's your website?
Yeah.
You got a website for it?
Yes.
Look at you.
Yes.
But I don't want to book it on Airbnb. I just want to get cash.
Yeah, and that's the great part about it. It's not on Airbnb because I'm subleasing it.
Oh.
So yeah, so you just go on the website and then you could just hit the link and then you could pay directly.
Gotcha.
And that way I could kind of charge a cheaper price.
Right.
Cleaning fee is included. If it was on Airbnb, you're gonna pay about $200 a night.
Yeah, like $220.
Or $220, yep.
Mm-hmm.
1 bedroom, 1 bath. Kitchen, living room.
That's all I need.
Wi-Fi, yeah. It's perfect. Garage, if you have a rental car, it's parking in the front.
Yeah. Got a shorty up there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she been trying to get me to come, but I'm scared of Chicago.
Don't be.
I ain't scared.
I know you're not. No, you'll fit right in. Like, the airport is like 15 minutes away, Midway Airport from my Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
O'Hare is a little stretch, but you know.
What is that on your shirt? Upscale Financial Academy?
So this is
yours?
yes. So this is my digital products and my mentorship program, Upscale Financial Academy.
Oh, digital products. What is that? What digital products you have?
Teaching people how to invest passive income, invest in real estate property, how to create passive income. Yep.
Oh, wow.
So I have digital products, I have courses, and I have a mentorship program.
Tell me about the mentorship program.
Okay. So the mentorship program is calls, bi-weekly calls. So you get me live and we talk about any questions, any real estate things, people that's trying to buy or I'm helping them already buy their first investment property, whether single family, multi-unit, if you want to get into fix and flips, if you want to help manage, expand your portfolio. So we're talking about all that. Like the courses is 10 modules. I have 2 courses. One for multi-unit, just regular investment, and the other one is for fix and flips because it's almost the same, but it's a little different because then you're dealing with more contractors, you're dealing with scope of work, you're dealing with how to like structure, the foundation of a home, what to look for, blah blah, and then the equity is different. Like when you're selling is different. With fix and flip, you get the money up front. If you're just renting, now you having monthly cash flow. So we're just talking about all of that. So that's in the mentorship, and you also get the courses, and then you get the ebooks. I have 3 ebooks. They both are kind of like fundamentals about how to get your credit right and what do you need to get your investment property, what do you need to focus on, and then the steps of investing in a property from looking what to look for, doing your due diligence, getting a realtor, and then just going through the motions, then bam, you close. And then it's also helping you how to manage it, telling you like how you can get tenants if you want to get tenants, how to use Zillow, Trulia, Hot Pads to list your property, how to do open houses, And so you get all that. And then I also, in the mentorship, I share my team, which is my brokers, who fund for all 50 states. And so they can get you the best interest rates and they find lenders for you. And I really like that because I wish that I had that. Because a lot of times we go to the banks and then we go and ask them, hey, can I get a loan? Can I get an FHA loan or conventional loan? And depending on your criteria, they may, deny you for whatever reason. So these brokers kind of get all your information and they know what the banks need. They have relationships with them and they give you the best rates and they give you the best lenders and can get you closed within 30 to 45 days.
Shit.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, like you get everything, and it just makes it so easy because a lot of people think that you need a lot of money for your first investment property. You don't. You just need the knowledge, and then you just need the right foundation, and you just need the right people. I have a mentee that closed within 30 days. Just closed on this investment property right after Thanksgiving, but his credit was straight, and he had his check stubs. He had everything that he needed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn, how much you charge for this?
The mentorship program is $4,500. The courses is $99.99, so about $1,000, and the ebooks run from $37 to $47. Yep. So I've released them. I did like a soft release, but it'll be fully released in January.
Mm-hmm. What else you got coming up?
Just focusing on those things for the most part.
Got you.
Yeah. So I've been, I just started, been doing it for a while. I've always had the knowledge, and people always ask me about real estate, or they just looking at how I maneuver my life and how I got to where I am. And I've helped coworkers, I've helped friends, families, like get properties, help them, advise them, put them on my team. And so I said, I feel like there's more people that probably need this help. And so when I did make a post of people who needed the help or who wanted to invest in real estate, because at some point in time, you're going to want to put your money or park your money somewhere, and you should park it in real estate because there's a lot of benefits to it. And so I've been helping them, and I said, well, you know what? Let me start letting people know that there is help out here. Mm-hmm. And some people don't trust others, and some people, they don't see their receipts, or for one reason or another. Sometimes you just have to find a mentor or find someone who you can relate to, who you feel like, okay, I want that person to show and teach me. Mm-hmm. And so I had to get a mentor myself, which my mentor is Dion Coopwood. So he had already been mentoring me before he even officiated his mentorship program. I've been knowing him for a very long time. That's Big Bro. We kind of grew up in Chicago together. Mm-hmm. And so when he decided that he was going to become a mentor and have his program, I was like, who's a better person to go to show and teach you how to package what you know and kind of sell it. Mm-hmm. And so that's basically what I had to do to get to where I am. So I just encourage everybody, even if it's not me, even if you find someone that you can relate to, like, get a mentor. Get someone that can show you and take you where you need to go in a faster amount of time.
Mm-hmm. I've paid for a lot of mentorship. Mm-hmm. And what it done for me is, one, put me in a room, help me build my network, put me around just like-minded people. Mm-hmm. But then the actual mentor just shortened the learning curve. Like things I was procrastinating on, things I didn't know.
They give you that push.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then you just got to spend it. And by you spending that money, it makes you want to go do it because shit, I
you spent that money.
I can't bullshit no more. I'm about to let this money go to waste. Mm-hmm. So I advise everybody get a mentor. I don't know what it is and what you're doing. You just...
Because we can't rely on our parents. We can't rely on our surroundings. You rely on someone who's been there. A person will only take you where they've been.
Yep. Yeah, and you ain't got to make the mistakes they did.
And they avoid you from making the same mistakes. Like my mentorship is helping people avoid the mistakes that I could have made. Yeah. I was going to purchase a property on auction.com. This is when I knew that I was ready, but I didn't have the proper education. And I went and bought a home, or I put in a bid for an auction. I actually won it. It was in Chicago on 112th and Yale. So that's like a tough neighborhood too. Mm-hmm. So I didn't do my due diligence. I didn't go see the property first. I didn't go see the neighborhood. Didn't go see nothing. And I won the bid. And so they were going to take out $3,400 out of my card after 3 days or so. And so by that mistake, I went to go see the house after that. And I was like, no, that's not it. I'm going to have to fix and flip, put all this money into it. The equity is not here. So knowing what I know now, it's I would have done it way different. So I had to pull out of that and call my credit card, people and tell them that, I didn't make that purchase, And so I had to get out of that. But not having the proper education is going to cost you way more money than getting a mentor. Mm-hmm. And some people look at it like, oh, I don't want to spend my money. Oh, I don't want to give this person my money. Okay, go make a mistake then.
Right.
Or figure it out. You don't have to get a mentor, but it's encouraged to get one. Someone's been where you're trying to go.
How much did you pay for that seminar, that real estate seminar?
The Van Meer, the one I went to? It was $30. It was real cheap.
$30?
Mm-hmm. Because that was the introductory where they try to, get you there.
Oh, okay.
And then they had, a week program, which I should have paid for that. Knowing what I know now, I should have paid for that program because I probably would have been more further. Yeah. But I didn't. Mm. Yeah. I thought $500 was too much.
For this M's I'm about to make in a few years. That's how we be thinking, nah, bro. No, you finna make an M. You don't know you about to make an M, but
yeah, and that's how it happens. Yes, yeah. His program was cheap. Yeah.
Why didn't you get a mentor in real estate?
Why didn't I?
Yeah.
I did. I got one in real estate too. Okay. I had two. I had two, and then I narrowed it down to one. Mm-hmm. And so this person kind of showed me how to do fix and flips. It was like an 8-week program, and it was awesome. So a lot of things that I learned in that mentorship program, and then it was in Chicago, and they actually took us to the houses so we can see. It was like a model home. One of them was a model home, and then another one was a home that they were working on. Mm-hmm. It was like 10, 15 of us, and we went. It was awesome, and I learned so much. I had my notebook, the notebook. yeah, took my notes, and because I was trying to find.
Show them this notebook, man. They got to see this. We didn't reference Black too many times. Show them the infamous. It's from Marshalls too.
Yes, I love Marshalls for $6. I have my handy dandy notebook. Yes, it says a sparkle in her eyes, the wind in her hair, a song in her heart. But I have a lot of different notebooks. It looks
like it's been through some stuff too.
Yeah. See, seminars. No. This is webinars. So I've been learning webinars from Dion, and we talk about a lot of different things. What else is in here? These are my notes. When I go places, when I go to different programs, I go to a lot of masterminds. I write words of encouragement in here. Let me see if I can find a really good one. I went to Funnel Hacking Live for the first time this year.
I can't wait to go to that.
Yeah.
I want to go to that. I want to go to...
You do it on your leisure? I forgot the name of it.
InvestFest.
InvestFest, yeah.
I spoke at it last year.
Okay.
Well, this year. What is that called? ClickFunnels.
Yep.
ClickFunnels. I'm going to a bunch of just conventions, seminars.
Yes.
You got to get in the room, man. You
have to get in the room. I'm telling you, like the knowledge that you gain from just being around them, that's life to me. Mm-hmm. Like life is what you make it, and it's going to be some good times, some bad times, some highs, some lows, but you just make it how you want. So ever since I retired, it's like, okay, I can make my life how I want. So I educate myself a lot. I hang with people that I want to hang with, successful people, 7-figure earners, 8-figure earners. Mm-hmm. I hang and I just soak in, and just the motivation that they give each other, mm-hmm. and that they give you. It shapes who you are, and then you're still doing it. You're still making money. You're still living your life, and then you still have this positive group of people. Your community, everybody. And, I'm a social worker, so I have a psychological background. And so these are just like the phase and chapters in your life that a lot of people, when they get in like their 20s and 30s, you want to find a group of like-minded individuals or people, a community that you're surrounded by, And that's one of the things that they teach you. You just have to find your group. Some people, they found their group, and some people, they're still looking for their group. But just make sure it's someone that has your best, have your best interest, and you can learn from them. You don't want to be the smartest in your group.
You still writing cursive?
I write both. You see it, yeah.
It's a loss. They don't even teach that no more.
No, they don't. They don't. That's scary. I mean, you just need print, right? You don't need to learn how to write in cursive, except when they say do your signature. Now you're trying to figure out how to. But I still teach my kids cursive. Finding a property. 99% of the properties out there will not fit your goals. Properties will be bad. Maybe the price is not reasonable. How to analyze property. MLS, which is the market that you look for when you're looking for your property.
MLS. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But you need a real estate agent for that, right?
Yes, they have access to the MLS. So I'm not an agent. I could have gotten my license, but you don't need it to be an investor.
Mm-hmm. But wouldn't that be smart to be your own agent? But it take a lot going through school.
It's not that much school. It's a few months, and then you study for it and you take the test. Mm-hmm. And with that way, you can kind of you can finalize your own deals, and you can kind of save yourself that 6% that you'll be given to a realtor closing the deal. So it's something that people have been telling me to do. And yeah, saving money, you kind of get access to a lot more properties too.
What you looking for?
Nothing, just a good quote.
End us off with a good quote.
Well, I have one already. I don't have to look at this book, but the word is yours. Be all you can be. You know how Diamond said.
Movie before.
You know how Diamond said, "Make the money, don't let it make you. Make your life, don't let it make you."
I like that.
Yeah.
People forget that. Mm-hmm. People like they're just living in a matrix. They're just going with like whatever is just put in front of them, what they think they gotta do. But I'm a firm believer that you can create anything. You can really make this life whatever you want to make it. Mm-hmm. And no matter what position you're in, you really can just flip that.
Yeah. You can. Like, don't let your current situation be your future situation. Mm-hmm. Don't let trauma stop you from being who you want to be or going where you need to go. Like, every day is a new day.
Every day is a new day.
Just keep going. Don't give up. Stay strong. It's gonna come, and just manifest it. Just be positive, manifest it. It's gonna come. The world is yours. It's so big.
That's what she said. Manifest them 4 kids.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
2 and 2.
Something like that, yeah. Like, that'll be perfect, right? I know. See, that's that control that we have, that we think that we can control the sex of our kids.
Well, they say depending on the position that you're in, you can kind of determine it.
Yeah.
You believe that?
I heard that before. I don't know if that's true or not. I've heard that.
I heard doggy style, you're the girl.
Yeah, I've heard that. Oh my God, I wonder if that works. And there was a lady, I was in an Uber. She was like a Korean lady. And she said that she had twins by, having sex. And then I think like immediately after, like the next day, I guess he, ejaculated again. And that's how she ended up having twins. Like, you have to like keep on doing it. That's what she said. You have to keep on doing it. She said every day you got to just keep on. And 2 kids going fall in there.
Man, that's some bullshit. Really,
that's what she told me.
Just keep doing it. Yeah. Get one baby one day, and then
she said you got to just keep on, and 2 kids gonna fall in there.
Do it. Let me know how that go. So
I was like, okay, I just listen to her.
Well, it was really nice talking to you. As y'all can see, I didn't flirt. Did I flirt? It's cool, right?
That's much. You did good.
Yeah. So, I'm more than that, y'all. But thank you for coming. Tell these people where they can find you. If they want to tap into your mentorship. I'm going to put the links in the description anyway.
You guys can find me at upscale.sadia on Instagram, and on Facebook, you can find me at Sadiya Salisu. That's SADIYA. Last name SALISU.
Till we meet again.
Till we meet again.